Hey yo, what's up, gang? Hold on, let me move this up. It's gonna lag. It is what it is. Now we back. So, shit. If you're watching this, it's probably because you see the other video. Just surfing YouTube. I was just trying to eat some, figure what to watch. I'm like, you know what? Let me just scroll on YouTube, find something good. So let's see what these cats are talking about because I think they might be onto something.
We are in a new content creator
Run
space,
them things up, bro.
and
Run it up.
I don't know, man. It seems like artists are being disrespected these days. Like people don't really respect music, and I want to talk about
That's
why
crazy.
they don't really care
Cause he's
about
spitting though.
artists or respect artists quite the same.
Straighten
Right?
up my chair a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You know,
I'm
get,
about to
get yourself together.
Intense.
Get yourself together.
That's crazy. You talking facts.
Here's the context that we're gonna start with. Right?
That's crazy.
Rice gum.
Okay.
Right? Influencer. Star rapping. Right? Hannibal Buress, for y'all who don't know, great comedian. Great comedian,
Great writer.
great writer,
Mhm.
starting to be a rapper. He's
What?
pursuing it in the most respectful way I've seen.
I did not
right?
know that.
But starting to be a rapper and like retired from doing comedy, just to rap. Bo Burnham, another comedian,
Mhm.
starts dropping music. Right? Look at some of these random influencers who never even wanted to do music that were getting signed to then do music. Right?
Yep.
That's facts.
Yep.
Everybody's dropping in the song bag. People are like looking at music as a lick. Let's
Yeah.
look at it that way.
100%.
Even if it's only for views.
Word.
Right?
That's facts.
On the other side, what other categories do you see getting taken advantage of to that extent?
It's not to the same degree, but I would say now probably like boxing and fighting. Every influencer is trying to box
All
and
right.
fight. Yeah.
Not to the same degree.
Not to the same degree,
Boxing
though.
and fight. That's actually a great example.
That's
Actually.
facts
Yeah.
too.
Because like you said, it's not to the same degree, but people are
close.
doing it who don't fit that tradition.
Mhm.
Right? In the same way, you could argue that comedy might be,
Yeah.
people think they're funny.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's dropping some videos that are some type of funny, and then stand-up comedians specifically, I feel like they're being taken advantage of. Right? So I don't think there's
I know what he
almost
means.
any content
I don't agree
creator,
with the way he
creative
said it,
space
but I know what he
that's
means.
not experiencing some level of people from the outside just taking it lightly and trying to create content on it.
Yeah.
But it seems like on a high level, music is being exploited differently.
Mhm.
Why? Because there's more infrastructural support of it, I think, in some ways. All right.
The
Think
money
about Bad Baby
is more legitimate.
being signed to Atlantic. Right?
Yeah. She came into the machine.
She came into the machine. The machine truly supported and said that we're going to do this. And I mean, there's other examples like that. Like you have somebody like DDG who took it seriously.
Mhm.
Mhm,
Right?
shout out
So that's
DDG.
fine.
Probably did the best out of all of them, I would argue.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, him and Queen Naija.
Queen Naija was the influencer first?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. Queen Naija was
out Queen
on
Naija.
YouTube, and she was in a relationship with some guy. Well, I guess maybe she might her first son. I don't know how many kids she has, but I know she had a son with that one guy, and then they broke up. That became a whole thing. So they had a couples page. That was moving.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
She used to sing covers and stuff too on YouTube. She was one of those people. And then broke up, and then now she got some other guy. In some ways gives me similar vibes. Just she got a type ish. But but they
She got a
but yeah,
type
she
in.
came from that
been
way.
looking.
And she's like, you look at her and think artist first. You don't even think YouTuber or anything
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
That's facts.
So she did it seriously. But again,
Cardi B, bro.
most people are violating. Let's look at the meme pages. All right. And this is why I think music is getting exploited on a different level and it's more disrespectful. Because as an artist, you see that some random meme song goes up and a record label say, oh snap, we want to sign them. or we would at least sign that song and we want to exploit that song. Now the record label, you get it because they're just trying to make money short term, and they know these windows come,
But I don't
and
know.
they don't expect the song to be serious, and their
Because
business
y'all the
model is
type
set
to
up
call
in a way that
World
doesn't
Cup
necessarily
a
hurt
meme
them.
song.
At
Yeah.
least not short term. Maybe there's
Like,
an
that's a
argument
meme
that
song,
long
but
term
like,
you're
he
ruining
took
the
it seriously.
industry
It's
and
well
you'll
mixed. It's well
slowly
produced.
collapse because you signed
Well
this meme
executed.
song or this random one off.
Yeah.
I don't
Well
know. Maybe
promoted.
there's that.
It's well marketed.
On a short term basis, for sure, it's like, oh yeah, we just we made a good year. That was an extra $1 million in the bank to report to our shareholders.
I also
or
see what
whatever,
you mean too.
right? But the artists are like, well, dang,
That's what you want?
that's what you want. Like somebody
Her? Him?
exactly. So I don't know. I think that's going to be. That is something that I know I've seen a lot of artists.
They hate it, bro.
They hate it.
They hate it.
They hate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you gotta say it. They hate it. They don't like it. They're not fucking with it.
But why is it so easy to do it with music?
I think music. I should probably say this. I think music probably has one of the lowest barrier of entries with a lot of the creative. Like, think about it, it's like lower barrier entry compared to like other things. You want to paint and do certain things, like you have to own the equipment. You know what I'm saying? You gotta buy the supplies. There's not as high of a demand for it. Like, you could decide today I want to be a painter.
That's fact.
Doesn't mean that tomorrow there'll be people gonna buy your painting. You could decide today that I want to be a music artist. You go drop that shit in a Reddit thread. Like, you might get 8 people that listen to it, right? 8 people that could potentially grow into consumers or fans or whatever. So I think, like, one, there's just that. I think a lot of them see it as like a very low barrier to entry, especially from an influencer standpoint, because what do we always say? The hardest part about being an artist is learning how to get attention. As an influencer, you've already mastered that part of the game. So now your hurdle is, can I make, let's say, the best of quality song at the least a listenable song, right? Which I've said before on other episodes, I don't think that's as hard as a lot of people like to make it out to be, right? Like, you have the influence and the money, right? You can put yourself in the room with certain people. You can put yourself in, you know what I'm saying, get yourself in certain situations with producers and writers and things like that. It might not make you amazing, but it might make you listenable to, right? And listenable to is enough to get things moving for a lot of people, especially after we just talked about the whole fan experience thing. If a influencer I like drops a song, I'm going to listen to it not because I think they're amazing, but because I like this influencer, right? So he or she could have dropped damn near anything, and I would want to check it out. They just chose to phone that attention to music. So I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons to it. Like, they see it as like a very easy attention flip, which it is. It's like I said, biggest barrier to entry is getting attention. Hey, I already have 100,000 followers here or 1 million followers here. If I can just direct those people to Spotify, doing something I already know how to do, because I already know how to make great content, right? Most of them are really good content creators. I already know how to speak to my audience and engage them and make them excited about things I can do. The hardest part of this is now me just making the song. That's nothing, bro. That's a couple hours on Google and some phone calls, and you in the studio session,
Good
bro,
studio.
making some shit.
See,
Good
I think
engineer.
Part of that, like you said, you don't even have to be amazing. Is your song can be good for the people while it's still bad.
Yeah, like have you seen the period odd girl on TikTok?
Oh my god.
Period odd.
You didn't period.
Period odd. Yeah.
That girl, bro. That shit was so terrible, so bad. And I don't even like calling music bad, but that shit was bad.
Hey.
So bad it flipped her into
horrible.
fame, bro. It's crazy.
Exactly.
We get at least one of those a year. Like, some of the internet jokes somebody into stardom like at least once a year.
Easy. Right? So when it can be that, right?
But then you have
not
like
even
people like
necessarily
Kai Cenat,
a
you know?
good song, and people almost know that
Who
it's
do
not a
good
good
shit.
song, but it still connects in some way.
They blew up because
Like,
of
think
the
about
internet.
being younger,
These influencers.
like when the hood rap in Atlanta was like big,
Yeah.
right? I'm not when hood rap was big. What am I trying to say? Like when hood rap was less sophisticated, right? Like Pro Tools and all this stuff wasn't as figured out. Like now, bro, most of the like known hood rap actually sounds good, right? Like in terms of the audio quality.
Yeah.
We listened to the shit that we were listening to. That shit was horrible
Yeah, bro.
quality.
It's making on computer mics and shit.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly. So going back and listening to that, it was like, dang, but it still hit. It's still connected, right? So you don't, and some of these people might only have one hit back then or whatever. They weren't the most sophisticated lyricists, like songwriters, whatever, but it still connected because it was real based off of what you understood where you came from, right?
Yeah.
So you take that and then you put that out to basically the rest of the world. Everybody has maybe one song in them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's
Just
true. And all it takes is one.
speaking that experience and letting everybody relate, whether it's funny, right? Like, or some true go hard, but I think obviously the ones that
Damn, bro, this shit buzzing,
go
bro.
up are those ones that
Smacking this shit down, bro.
some level of funny.
Crazy.
Right? Or some level of relatability, flexi. I think the perfect combination of could easily have been a bad song, but it's actually a great song, which is why the moment I heard it,
I know.
said,
I'm probably gonna
"This
switch the
is
video, no
a
cap."
hit." Glorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we love Glorilla out here.
What's the official name of the song? I'm so bad at song names.
FNF.
FNF, right?
No,
it's like,
nigga free.
okay, now I remember what it is. Yeah, okay, cool. FNF,
All right, yo, we're gonna close it here.
easy.
I go show
right?
love to the
It's
boys.
funny.
I appreciate it.